Denmark, one of the smaller countries in this world. And even though it only takes a 2-hour drive from east to west coast, it's rich in history and interesting places. Join me when I explore beautiful Denmark. Germany successfully invaded France and the Lower Countries in 1940. Now that Germany had access to the Atlantic Ocean, the British military tried their luck with raids all along the beaches. Hitler got scared and wanted a line of defense against a possible British invasion. So he ordered Organization Todt to build this line of defense. First on some island and in 42 as what today is known as the Atlantic Wall. A stretch of defensive fortifications built from the southern France to northern Norway. But of course our focus will be on the Danish coastline. The Germans built around 7,200 concrete bunkers and fortifications, and you can still find thousands of them at the Danish west coast. Time and erosion buried some of them, and with a bit of luck, the sand of time will reveal one of the forgotten bunkers. My personal very first encounter with the Atlantic Wall was here at Søndervig Beach. And I was amazed the first time I saw these fortifications. Up to that point I didn't even know places like these existed. World War II had always been a subject that you didn't talk about in Germany. Even though that changed a lot in the last 20-30 years. These bunkers serve to this date as a reminder of darker times that need to be remembered, to avoid similar situations in the future. Here at Blåvand Beach, or Blue Water Beach if you translate it, the mood is a bit different. More light-hearted thanks to the amazing sculptures you find here. The Danish artist Elle Mia Ejdrup Hansen was commissioned to mark the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. She invited the British sculptor Bill Woodrow. And his idea was to disarm 4 of these bunkers by turning them into mules. The message being that the terrors of war should not be able to reproduce, as mules are infertile. Like the last 2 locations, the bunkers here at Løkken can be found on the beach. But that is not where they usually get placed. To hide them from the enemy forces, they were hidden in the dunes, some even disguised as summer houses. But due to erosion at the Danish west coast, these bunkers now lie on the beach. It is quite fascinating to see so many bunkers in such close proximity to each other. Here you can also find Løkken Beach Bar. A group of German tourists established this bar here a couple of years ago. You cannot order beer here or anything else, but you can leave a sign with your point of origin. Today the beach bar is plastered with such signs from places all over the world. A nice idea that shows how much fun it can be to cooperate instead of making war. The last stop on our tour along the Atlantic Wall takes us to Hanstholm. Here you find the bunkers hidden in the dunes at Thy National Park, as the ocean did not eat its way all the way to these buildings. Today Hanstholm 1 is an open-air museum and is one of the best preserved German coast batteries in Denmark, and definitely worth a visit. Even though this battery was reported ready April 27th of 1940, only 2 weeks after Germany occupied Denmark, it became a part of the Atlantic Wall late 1942. To accomplish that, the battery of Hanstholm 1 had to be moved to its present site here in the dunes. It is quite exciting to browse through these bunkers. But there are a few precautions to take. First of all, you need some light, as it is pitch dark in some of the rooms. The flashlight of your mobile phone should be enough. Then it would be a certain advantage to use waterproof footgear, as there can be a lot of water inside the rooms. And finally, mind your head and all other body parts, as some doorways are small, but as long as you take these precautions, you should be fine. There are many more fortifications and bunkers to visit all along the Danish west coast, and the 4 we visited here were only a small part of it. This concludes this episode of Beautiful Denmark. But there is so much more to explore.